So earlier this week, we got the beginning of Halo Infinite Technical Ops Week 2, the brand new free event going on in Halo Infinite. And I kind of wrote this thing off. I wrote this thing off in week 1, basically just looking at it and saying, it's nothing special. It's just different varieties of SWAT, a game mode that I have no passion for, nothing I enjoy, something that I honestly find to just be a simple Twitch shooter, and I most of the time just don't even give it any attention. But I got sat down and they said, well, you know what, you're doing really good, talking about this stuff. I'm sure people would love to hear your opinion on week 2. And I'm like, oh, it's just gonna be more of the same. It's just gonna be me sitting there saying, oh, it's week 2, not very good. But surprisingly, week 2 is actually a little bit more interesting because we got 2 more varieties of technical SWAT. And I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised that I actually enjoyed this a little bit. So week 2 of technical ops was the addition of commando SWAT and stalker rifle technical slayer, AK SWAT, AK whatever the hell you want to call it. And I was kind of interested, but at the same time I just said screw it, let's play a few games. So I hopped into some matchmaking with Haslop, good friend of the channel, good moderator, good friend, and we sat down and we played match after match. And at first it was going nowhere. At first all we were getting was manglers, and I thought, did they update this game? Is it in the game mode list? And I scrolled through there, and yeah, it's there, we're just not getting it. And we played game after game after game after game after game, 6, 7, 8 games, and finally it popped. Finally, I got my first match of Commando Slayer, and I'm not gonna lie, I had a blast. I really enjoyed this, and this isn't me working it. This is, a total shoot. It was a very enjoyable experience, and for a number of reasons. One, the Commando is a gun that everyone before the beta, or whatever the hell you want to call it, during the flights, everyone loved the Commando. It was a great gun. It was well balanced. It was, basically a primary weapon. Then when the beta hit, or the official multiplayer release date, it got basically dumbed down and neutered into oblivion, and not many people touch it, right? Not many people touch the Commando. They're just like, oh, there's the Commando. I'll wait for the BR to spawn. Or they'll just play competitive and they'll never touch the Commando. They'll just keep to their BR or their sidekick or whatever power weapon they're able to get their hands on. But this felt good to show some love to the Commando, because no one in that game mode knows how to shoot the Commando. So many people have not used this gun, have not used the Commando properly, that they just think hold down the trigger and basically adjust for recoil. When the trick is, and here's a little tip for you guys that, maybe playing this over the weekend, what you have to do is 3-round burst it. You start at the neck, you work high. It is a perfect killing machine. I just saw people come around the corner pre-firing, trying to get a headshot, and it screws up their recoil, it screws up their aim, it screws up their recoil, and they choke hard, and I execute them easily. And it was an absolute blast of a game mode. I highly recommend, if you get the chance. And I know you're probably gonna be sitting in matchmaking, and you're gonna get tactical slayer, and you're gonna get sidekick slayer, and you're gonna get mangler slayer, and you're not gonna get commando at first. But then when you get it, and if you use that little trick I told you, you're gonna pop off. It was a blast, and I highly recommend it. So the other side of the tactical slayer coin was stalker rifle, and I'm not gonna lie, people are saying that this version is better. This is a way better version of tactical slayer, but I gotta say this, I hate this reticle. I hate the stalker rifle's reticle. It looks like a butthole. I need to be brutally honest about this, because this is something that I just don't like about the stock rifle. It just doesn't feel good in my opinion. I'm not a big fan of it, and it also might have to do with the actual reticle. Now, for those of you who don't know, the size of your reticle is based off your FOV in the game, and I've got mine set at a sweet 100. I usually set my FOV between 90 and 100. I don't really go too high unless it's like Apex Legends or something like that. But the thing that sucks about Halo Infinite is that the size of your reticle is based off of your FOV, and the higher you make it, the smaller that reticle gets. I literally cannot get used to this gun. on, and maybe I just don't have enough experience with it. Maybe I haven't picked it up enough. I have more experience with the shock rifle, the sniper rifle, the battle rifle, the commando, whatever rifle that isn't this rifle, I have more experience with. And when it comes to the stalker rifle, I just don't like it. I can hit multiple body shots. I just can't get headshots very consistently. And I think it has a lot to do with the reticle. I mean, there has been a lot of criticisms that the reticles in Halo Infinite are not the best. They are not the best. There's some good ones, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of ones that really just could use a total rework, a total redesign, and kind of feel a little lazy. This being one of them that I'm not a fan of. And I personally think that if I have to play stalker rifle, tactical slayer, or tactical SWAT, whatever you want to call it, I have to lower my FOV just so I can have a good reticle. Now, another thing that would be nice, since obviously red reticle isn't stopping the cheaters, since red reticle isn't stopping cheaters from, playing our game, give us red reticle. Give us red reticle. It's been 3 months since the launch and we still don't have red reticle, and it's been proven time after time after time after time that red reticle isn't the reason why we have so many cheaters across the board. So just give it back. Just give it to us. Give it to us, 343, because again, there's a lot of people that, and I'm one of them, I can get used to not having red reticle. I can get used to it to a certain degree, but there's still that mindset of I'm waiting for that thing to turn red so I know I'm in optimal range to blow this guy's brains out. And I can get used to it, but I would prefer my red reticle. I would prefer my red reticle because I know that I'm optimized for execution on this motherfucker across from me. But those are just my thoughts. What are yours? Are you enjoying stalker rifle SWAT? Let me know down in the comment section down below. I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised at how much I am enjoying this game mode. I thought that this was going to be one that I was just gonna be like, oh, week 2, just gonna do my little matches and call it good. But I actually been going back a little bit more now and playing this, because if I can get Mangler or Commando or, maybe stock rifle here and there, I'm happy. But the thing for me is these game modes should have been in the launch of Tactical Slayer. These varieties, especially Sidekick, which was not there and still isn't there, should have been a default Tactical Slayer option. But having the stalker rifle, having the commando, having the Mangler as options for SWAT, options for Tactical Slayer is a lot more fun. And that's what this game is missing, is it's missing content, it's missing fun, and it's missing the good times. And I'm not gonna lie, as someone who has gotten bored of Halo Infinite, has walked away from Halo Infinite and written it off as a game that is a disaster, as a failure, and as something that honestly I don't really enjoy playing, this week playing with Haslop, playing with my friends, playing Tactical Slayer was pretty damn good. And if I'm gonna recommend anything, I'm gonna recommend this. Go on to Halo Infinite, play some Tactical Slayer, hopefully get commandos and kick some ass. But that's gonna do it for me today, guys. Thank you all for watching, and as always, GamerJlee signing out.